It brings me so much joy to say these words to you. Toronto, welcome to the Eras Tour! So here in 2024, we have taken the Eras Tour all over the world. You know, we went to Asia, we went to Australia, we spent all summer in Europe, swung back through America, and then we thought, you know what? If we're gonna bring the Eras Tour to a close, which we are, in 9 shows, we're like, I was thinking, you know, I really want to spend those last shows with the most generous, encouraging, welcoming, passionate, excitable band. Really take it easy for us. You know what? Here's the thing. You've already had a world-class show tonight before we even walked on stage, because you got to see an artist who's so brilliant, so magnetic, so incredible, so brilliant, recently Grammy nominated. I am, of course, talking about Kelce Abrams. So you and I, we're about to go on a little adventure, and that adventure is going to span the last 18 years of music, and we're going to be doing this one era at a time. How does that sound to you, Toronto? Okay, so here's the thing. You're about to hear a lot of songs in this show. And these are songs I either wrote about my life, my feelings, or something that I invented in my imagination. And maybe that's what you think about when you hear these songs out in the world. All that's about to change after tonight, isn't it? Because after tonight, when you hear these songs, you're going to think about us and the memories we make here tonight at the Eras Tour. I will be your host this evening.
Taylor Swift took her time bringing the Eras Tour to Canada, but after her first night in Toronto, it's clear that for the Swifties all is forgiven. Dressed in sequins, cowboy hats and outlandish outfits that made obscure references to the pop star's lyrics, Swift's fans piled into the Rogers Centre on Thursday to see their wildest dreams come true. And Swift reciprocated their affection with a tireless performance that offered a generous serving of affection from the start. "Oh Toronto, we are so back," she exclaimed in the first of many pauses she took throughout the night to bask in the overwhelming screams of the nearly 49,000 fans inside the venue. Even Swift appeared stunned by Toronto's enthusiasm, which has been building to a fever pitch in recent weeks, with officials changing transit routes, deploying security and eagerly promoting the concerts and parallel events as a highlight for tourists. "You guys have turned this into something that feels more than just a concert," Swift said. "The way the city of Toronto has embraced us and welcomed us, we notice all of that, and it's heartening. It feels so good, and it feels so different than any other experience I've had before." The singer opened with Miss Americana, The Heartbreak Prince and Cruel Summer, off her 2019 album, Lover. It was the first of the evening's 10 mini-sets, which represented the eras of her 11 studio albums. Over roughly 3 hours, Swift performed almost non-stop in front of a massive digital screen that projected her image into the rafters. A stunning array of pyrotechnics and lights punctuated her performance, while audience members were given LED wristbands that lit up in a sea of colors to represent each era. Swift mixed up big hits Bad Blood, Cardigan, and Blank Space with deeper cuts, including surprise songs My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys and False God. Her first night in Toronto marks the beginning of the end for the ambitious Eras Tour, which kicked off in March 2023 and touched down in 5 continents. With nearly 150 performances, she'll play 2 weekends, a total of 6 dates, at the Rogers Centre ending on November 23. The Eras Tour then heads to Vancouver for a final 3 shows at BC Place from December 6 to 8. On the first night, Swift ensured the proceedings carried an unmistakable Canadian flair. Early in the evening, Swift's dancer Cameron Saunders hopped on the microphone for his moment in We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, Saunders has recently become a favorite of Swifties for replacing Swift's "like ever" line in the song with an improvised dismissal that caters to each country's native tongue. In Toronto, he went with a fake Canadian accent, "Sorry about it," he proclaimed with a smirk. Later, while leaping into the folklore era, Swift suggested that her Sweater Weather album might best be suited for the North. "Doesn't it seem like the entire folklore era belongs in Canada?" she asked to a roar from the audience. "The kind of place I imagined in my mind, where folklore took place, is very natural, wilderness, beautiful, forests that have been since the beginning of time. And this kind of feels like we're returning the folklore era to where it belongs anyway." Canadian fans have waited more than a year for Swift to come to town. Jennifer Fetters said her young daughter Abigail has been crossing off the days on a calendar waiting for the moment she would finally see Swift in the flesh. "She told me in the line that I needed to pinch her because she felt she was in a dream," the mom said. "We're so thankful we're here," she added. This is even more exciting than Disney World. Tickets for the Toronto dates of the Eras Tour went on sale in August 2023 and sparked a frenzy as hopeful buyers vied for pre-sale codes and jostled for spots in virtual lineups on the Ticketmaster website. Many left empty-handed as demand far outweighed supply as all 6 dates at the Rogers Centre quickly sold out. That didn't stop superfans from coming to downtown Toronto for Swift Mania Central. Even those without tickets gathered to sing songs, make friendship bracelets and compliment each other's carefully crafted outfits. Near the end of the show, Swift took one final moment to digest her Canadian-made reception, as the crowd began chanting, "Taylor! Taylor! Taylor!" Taylor Swift's first night of her much-anticipated Eras Tour happened on November 14, 2024, at Toronto's Rogers Centre, kicking off the last Canadian leg of what has already become one of the most talked-about tours of the year. The energy was electric as fans, dubbed Swifties, packed the venue, transforming the city with their anticipation and excitement. From the moment the concert began, it was clear this was not just another performance, it was the culmination of years of dedication, fandom, and celebration of music. Many fans traveled from all corners of Canada and beyond to witness this historic show. Groups of young women dressed as characters from different eras of Swift's music chatted amiably, exchanging notes on each other's outfits, and even trading friendship bracelets, which have become emblematic of the Eras Tour experience. The city buzzed with themed drinks and decorations at local establishments. As everyone prepared for what turned out to be one of the most memorable concert series, Taylor emerged on stage just before 8 p.m., opening the show with her powerful track Miss Americana, The Heartbreak Prince. The crowd's enthusiasm was palpable, with fans shouting and singing along as she launched effortlessly from one hit to the next. "Toronto, we are so back," she declared, eliciting roars of approval from the audience. Throughout the nearly 3.5-hour performance, Swift moved seamlessly through her vast catalog, featuring songs from each of her albums. She dressed to match each era, transforming her look for each segment of the show, which kept the audience engaged and excited as the night progressed. Classics like "I Knew You Were Trouble" and "Look What You Made Me Do" had everyone singing along, reinforcing Swift's ability to connect with her fans on both emotional and nostalgic levels. Before she began her set, the atmosphere of the concert was heightened by Gracie Abrams, who was the evening's opener. Taking the stage at 6:45 p.m., Abrams energized the crowd with her own melodies, setting the tone for the night. During the show, Swift took moments to connect directly with her audience. "If we're going to bring the Eras Tour to a close, which we are, in 9 shows, I want to spend those last shows with the most generous, welcoming, passionate fans. So, we came to see you here. Toronto," she said, making it clear how much she appreciated her Canadian audience. At one point, she spoke about her 2020 album, Folklore, saying, "Doesn't it seem like the entire folklore era just belongs in Canada? It just does." This touch of sentimentality struck chords with fans, who felt they were part of something special. A unique feature of the concert was the giant traveling friendship bracelet. Initially introduced during the tour's earlier stops, this huge bracelet symbolized the connection shared among Swift's fans and was prominently displayed outside the venue as they entered. Despite chilly temperatures and high winds, the bracelet remained standing, complemented by the warmth of fan enthusiasm. The concert also included local flavor, with dance troupe member Cam giving a shout-out to Toronto during "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together." His endearing accent and light-hearted teasing about Canadian phrases brought even more joy to the crowd. Moments like these added personalization to the event, showcasing how Swift and her team integrated local culture and fan interactions. Swift's ability to surprise her audience is also part of what keeps fans coming back for more. For her surprise songs, she grabbed her acoustic guitar to perform "My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys," mashed up with "This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things." This segment perfectly illustrated the spontaneity of her concerts. Fans eagerly wait for these unexpected choices, which heighten the experience and create lasting memories. The evening culminated with her closing number, "Karma," from the Midnight's album, where she even threw in a humorous twist referencing her relationship with NFL player Travis Kelce, singing, "Karma is the guy on the Chiefs, coming straight home to me." This brought the house down, with the crowd laughing and cheering. Taylor's connection to her fans is more than just musical, it's deeply personal. She acknowledged the traditions created by her fans, turning her shows from mere concerts to complete events, stating, "The way the city of Toronto has embraced us and welcomed us. We notice all of it. It's so heartening. It feels so good and so different than any experience I've ever had before. So honestly, thank you to anyone here tonight who got excited about the idea of the Eras Tour. Because you make this so much fun for us." Fans couldn't have summed up the experience more poignantly. Julissa Brace, who arrived from Newfoundland, shared her view, saying, "I think it's once in a lifetime." In Taylor Swift's first Canadian Eras Tour show on Thursday, she thanked the crowd for helping to get her nominated for a total of 6 Grammys. "I try to challenge myself to play things you might want to hear," she said to the Rogers Centre packed to the brim with fans. "I wanted to start off with one that, it just made me think of playing one from this album, because you guys did something so amazing," strumming the guitar and leaving the arena in suspense. Swift built up a thank you explaining how she wrote her 11th era during the Eras Tour and kept it a secret as she redid the set list and added, "The Tortured Poets Department."